Hey, yo, what up? You already know what it is. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Markman. Got to get into all this new Drake stuff. He just dropped a bunch of new footage. He dropped 3 new songs on a site called 100gigs.org. And, I actually, look, disclaimer, I'm going to tell you right now. Um, I found some gold in there. Like as a fan, I'm not Christopher Columbus. There was obviously gold in there. There's other sites that are reporting on it. But before I even read anybody's report or looked at anybody's social media accounts, I just started going in and discovering for myself. And I found some stuff like as a fan that I'm like, oh shit, oh that's dope. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then, there were 3 songs. Before we go further, though, I just have to announce, I want to announce that we have memberships. Hit the join button right there, okay? There's 2 tiers. There's a community tier, and there's a monthly music club tier. That's like our monthly book club, where every month we select an album, and we talk about it in our Discord, and we break it down, and we have music discussions in our Discord. And then at the end of the month, we do a live stream for members only, where we talk about the album, we break down the album, we talk about how it stands up. And shout out to A Quincy, shout out to Xavier, shout out to everybody who's joined. We're getting new members every day. This month we are breaking down Drake's Nothing Was the Same. We're listening to Drake's Nothing Was the Same. And we'll talk about that as a crew in our Discord and the live stream at the end of the month. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely hit the join button. All right, so I want to get into this 100gigs.org that I found out today. I had a long drive back from Delaware, so as it was being released, my text is blowing up. Yo, Drake just dropped something new. Drake dropped something new. Shout out to Andres, shout out to my man Steven, who will blow me up. Shout out to the group chat. Y'all know who you are, so everybody's talking about it. So I got home and went through it. So there's 3 new songs, which are cool. Like the first song, It's Up with Young Thug and 21 Savage. Sounds like a song that sounds like what you would expect from Drake, 21 Savage, and Young Thug. Like, it's cool. One thing I want to address. Oh, look. One thing we have to be honest after this Drake-Kendrick battle, which I believe is the biggest battle in hip-hop history, this is how this will go down. Everybody is looking to see, if there's disses, if there's any response. And in the music and the footage, there's none of that, right? But I did see a couple of people trying to draw a connection with 21's verse that he might be dissing Kendrick, where he said, no rap cap come out of my mouth, made a couple songs, think he hot now, hit his ass up, he think he Pac now, broad day, like he got shot down. I just think it's a coincidence. I just don't see Savage getting involved. It's clear who he rides for. It's clear what 21 Savage's allegiance is with Drake. But I don't think he gets involved, especially at this point, especially on the song where Drake isn't throwing shots himself. I just think it's a lyric. I don't read too much into it, right? But I could be wrong, but I just don't see anything there. I think that's kind of thin. Another song, Blue, Green, Red, is more of a dance track. I thought that track was cool. The thing that made me appreciate the track, it wasn't really my type of song, and who knows how many times I'll go back to it. But the thing that made me appreciate that track as a 90s dancehall and reggae fan was the nod that Drake gave to Ranking Tiger in his 1991 song when he used that flow in the part when Drake is like, yo, how many summers did I run? Like 10. I got a show out in London. When? With a clock in London, Big Ben. They make lyrics for who? Men. We make gal come, then come again. Like, that's all a Ranking Tiger flow from a dancehall classic that he has called When. So I thought that was a dope nod. And then the last song, Housekeeping Knows, with Gordo, and it's featuring Lotto. Gordo produced it. Lotto is on the record. I think that record actually has potential. That was my favorite of the 3. And Drake, has always done this thing where he drops like in unconventional ways. Like Scary Hours was kind of like an unconventional drop, and then like hits will grow out of it. I don't know if a hit grows out of this at all. I'm not saying that, but if there is any one that can grow out of this 3-pack, Housekeeping Knows could be it. Like, we could be hearing that song for a while. We have to wait and see. I don't know yet, but he's done this before. Like, I remember when Diplomatic Community and God's Plan dropped, and then God's Plan becomes this big hit. Me, I always was a big fan of Diplomatic Community. But that's it on the music side. Again, no disses, nothing. Is this strategic after the Kendrick battle? Maybe. I don't know. Like this could be Drake or his team saying, hey, let's just drop something to remind fans of why they love Drake and why they fell in love with Drake. if it was that strategic, it worked. If even if it wasn't, like, this is what he needs to be doing, because that's what it did for me. I'm just going through it, like, there's footage from the Thank Me Later era, and I'm like, there's footage of him recording the Resistance. Check it out. I'll play a little bit of it. Like, that's in there. Like, there's old performance footage of him doing Replacement Girl. There's So Far Gone, footage of them doing November 18th in the studio. There's one clip, and I'll play it, where there's a whole folder where they're kind of finishing up Scorpion, and they get to the end of Scorpion, mixing and mastering, but they're just waiting for the Jay-Z verse, and Jay is on tour, and so they're waiting for the verse. It's the last thing they need, and so here's kind of how it went down. Check it out.
I'm only laying down for like 2 hours while Ho's doing the show. Because I don't want him to hit me and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm not there to respond. So I'm gonna go lay down.
Around too. So what are we expecting?
I think realistically, honestly, if you want my real opinion, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Cool. And
because he's got to get off stage. Like, he's on stage now. 2 hours from now is 4 o'clock. An hour, like, he's gonna get off stage, shower, probably have a drink, and then set back up with Guru
to write and record.
So that's gonna be, that process is gonna be 2 hours.
Yeah.
So then the cool thing after this clip, like, Elliot Wilson posted this clip, and then Young Guru, shout out to Young Guru, y'all know Young Guru, Jay-Z's engineer, like, just Rock Nation, a producer in his own right. He actually has really, really dope beats. A teacher, just a friend. And, if y'all showed up in some of the live streams, y'all know Guru shows up in some of our live streams on this channel. He breaks it down to Elliot. He said, we might have to do a whole interview about this. We are on the run too. Remember, I'm the DJ. Hov hit me and simply said, set up a studio in the venue. I'm like, what? But of course I get it done. We go out and do a 2-hour show. Mind you, he has to remember every verse from every album, no backing tracks. I'm DJing. I can't miss a cue. A Babe Bryce would kill me. We finish the show, we go back in the room to finish the verse, but the problem is I have an after party. I can't remember what city or country in Europe, but understand my parties have been set up months before the tour. The promoter waited in the parking lot for 2 hours, and I can't tell him why I'm late. By the time Hov finished, the internet that we had set up from Live Nation is gone. Everyone is gone. I had to tether my phone to my computer to send the sessions to OVO 40, and I made it to the club just in time for my set. When y'all hear this work, I sometimes wonder if you understand how much goes into it. Classic nights, and I kill my set, LOL. So that's from Young Guru. So, automatically, right? Like, we get this Drake clip, Guru sees it, and it sparks a memory from his side of the fence of how that whole verse came together. And for me, that's the gold in this thing. It's like, yo, Drake, no matter how you feel, and we talk about it a lot, Drake is still one of those ones, man. The run that he has been on is unprecedented. And I know a lot of people say he should disappear, he should take a break. I just don't think that's what he's into. After Honestly Nevermind, he said he was going to take a break because he had like some health issues, and he didn't. He dropped For All the Dogs. So if he didn't take a break for his health, I don't think he's going to take a break after this battle. I think Drake just has something in him that he wants to be omnipresent all the time. He wants to be front and center all the time, and he works hard to make sure that he's that guy. And so I don't think he's going away. I don't think he's taking a break. I don't think there's a hiatus. I could be wrong, but this was a dope way to remind us of why we fuck with him. Like, Over My Dead Body from Take Care is one of my favorite Drake songs. And then he has this footage. I'm gonna play it right now, a little bit of it, of the girl Chantel. I always mess up her last name, but this is just a dope performance. Her in the studio laying down her part. Check it out.
Starting from the top.
I know you don't love me, baby.
Yeah, oh, I know you don't love me, baby.
Right.
Baby, take my hand, but you never hold on.
Don't explain it, we all know.
Shit's on like auto-zoom.
No, it's just cool. And then there's footage of Drake just like fanning out over like Ronald Isley. Like, yo, I wonder when he made Between the Sheets, what was the vibe in the studio? Hotline Bling, right? One of the biggest songs ever in modern day, you know, Drake explains the intent that he says Hotline Bling was actually a nickname that he had for a girl. Check this clip out.
Like, okay, so we used to be in bed together, right? We just finished fucking and her phone would be blowing up. So I saved her name in my phone as Hotline Bling. Wow. That's always been her name on my phone. And I was talking to her today. I'm like, yo, your nickname is such a good title for like something, you know? And then I just told her today, I was like, yo, I did a song called Hotline Bling. That's crazy.
See, this the type of stuff that I love, and you got to think, even if you're not a Drake fan, think if Jay-Z started leaking some of this stuff, or Kendrick started showing you glimpses of how stuff came together, or Beyonce, or, you know, there was some Michael Jackson footage unearthed in this vein. Like, I think it's just some cool stuff to see. One of the things that I learned was and everybody knows I'm the lyric guy. Drake even once teased me for knowing the songs, the lyrics to the words to Story of Adidon, right? Pusha T, he teased me on Joe Budden's Live. And I don't know if y'all ever caught that. I remember that, but that was pretty funny. You know, he's a guy with a sense of humor. That's cool. But yeah, I pride myself on being the guy that knows the lyrics and stuff. So know yourself from, if you're reading this, it's too late. I always thought I knew the words, right? What's the hook, right? When you go to the show, everybody knows the part, you know? I was running through the 6 with my woes. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go. Well, in this clip, Drake actually explains to 40, as they're trying to make a clean version of the album and delete the lyrics, that those aren't the lyrics at all, that he actually doesn't curse. Check this out.
Okay, but do you think it's shit or do you think it should? And do you think there's a problem there because we all think it's shit, but Drake just told me like, nah, it's should. You know how that should go. And I was like, oh, because I'm sitting here cleaning out like 100 shits on this record. And he's like, no, it's should. But like, we all thought it was shit. So it's like, is that a problem? Like, are we gonna like, is radio gonna be like, or iTunes gonna be like, yo, we're not taking this as clean. Like, you gotta clean this because we think you say shit even though you say should. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, you know how that should go. Say it.
you just have to explain. Say it though. You know how that should go.
Yeah, you know how that.
Just say
And say it in
it.
that
You know how that
cadence.
should
You
go.
know how that should go.
You know how that should go.
So it's stuff like that, man. And I went through this, and I'll go through it again, but there just seems to be some cool footage in here, some cool tidbits. There's some stuff that like the hurricane in Miami and stuff like that, you know, I don't know necessarily what you do with that, but it creates a vibe or ambiance of where they were at. I think there's a good move. I don't know how you hate this, and even if you're not a Drake fan, you got to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who really lived life to this music, that this music was a soundtrack to them. I love to see how stuff comes together in my career. I've been blessed with being in the studio, seeing how certain songs came together and things like that. But to be a fly on the wall and to see how some of this stuff works, how some of it came together, how some of our songs came to be, I just respect the process, no matter who's the artist. And I'm a Drake fan. There's no denying that he has classics. The same way I'm a Kendrick fan, the same way I'm a Jay-Z fan. I have my favorites, and if I rank them, we'll put them in order. But it is no denying that dude is one of the greats. So, man, I love seeing this shit. So, I ain't mad. This is a dope move. But what do you think? Like, subscribe, hit me in the comments, and join those memberships, man. Hit my Discord. Like, let's talk about it, all right? Peace.